Hey guys, welcome. We are here at the Glass Bottom Shipwreck Tours. We're going to be taking a boat tour today, so let's check this out. I've never done this before. Beautiful day to take a boat tour. All right guys, so here we go. All aboard. That will be our boat for today. This is the name of our boat. Where do we go? Up or down? What do we do? Alright guys, we have picked our spot. Here we are, we're in the front right side. We're gonna see if this is a good angle to take. So we're in the up. We decided to go up. We're gonna give it a shot. Alright, might be a little cool up here. My wife will be stealing my sweatshirt I brought. She's like, no, I don't need it. Yep, I'm just saying. I'll be in this shirt. She'll have my sweatshirt on. Alright, so we're going to check out pictured rocks and some shipwrecks too. That's part of this Glass Bottom shipwreck tour. So, never been on any of this stuff. Looking forward to it. And we'll hope it's not too choppy. Alright, here we go guys. All aboard. We're leaving shore.
Everyone else up here, you guys are part of group number 2. We take turns at the view as well. So you're group number 2.
Alright. Beautiful. There's a little ducky over there. All aboard, we're going forward. And there's the riptide.
It's about 15 minutes away. We'll have you here on the water for about 2 hours, so we'll have you back to the dock by 4:30. Feel free to move around the boat while we're out here on the tour. Because once we get to the site, we come to the viewing area so you don't Let's remember a nice hardwood, impervious to water. Got that word from an English teacher and I like it, so I use it. A little bit of weight coming from us.
One of the neat things about Lake Superior is the average temperature is about 42 degrees. So the quagga and zebra mussels and the other Great Lakes have problems with. We don't seem to have a problem here. So when you go over the shipwreck, you're actually going to get to see the wood instead of a shag carpet coating. Now if you guys could imagine sitting on a counter. You know how the ends stick up? That's how the Bermuda is sitting on the bottom. The ends are sticking up and ship is down about 15 feet. The bow is stern down about 6. Now white pine wasn't as hard as oak and it could sway a little easier. So with the wind, that flexibility came in handy. There were actually 2 masts on the Bermuda, both of them 110 feet tall, both of them made from white pine. This big opening is called the forward cargo hold. It's one of 2 cargo holds on the Bermuda and it is the bigger of the 2. in between is the midship area and the damaged area that the salvage company created to perform their salvage operations. If you look down here on this end, you might see a telephone pole-like thing sticking out. This is called the boom, and this is what they used to pound the boards on the deck to bust them and get them out of the way.
Yeah.
And then over more like the middle, that well-defined rectangle there, you guys are going to see it right about in here. This is called the centerboard hatch. Now what a centerboard is on a ship, it's like a belly fin. And this one was raisable. It was on a pivot system. So it could be pulled up into the ship or let all the way down when they were under full sail. 25 feet long and 8 feet wide. And just notice the big holes in this midship area. They made them big for two reasons. One, it was the hard hat divers. You know, the big brass helmets, canvas suits, air hoses coming down. They wanted to make sure those air hoses didn't get pinched. They also needed to let as much sunlight in as possible. They didn't have submersible lights back in 1884. So they relied on the sunlight. There is the bow of the Bermuda, complete with metal strapping that helped lower the captain's insurance. And he didn't even have to call Geico. The tow post sticks up about 5 feet. Ooh, there's a fish down there. Nice. Some people have been asking why they don't see many fish. Well, we got one anyway. Teams of oxen or mules would have been tied to that tow post to pull the schooners through the canal, 30 miles. The forward companionway chain locker. This is where the lower level crew members' bunks were and where the storage was when the anchor was hoisted. The forward mast hole, 3 feet in diameter. Big enough for a diver to go through with their tanks on. It held a 110-foot mast made from white pine. One of two masts on the ship. That littler hole you see, that's called the bilge well. There's actually another one that's plugged up. This is where they would normally pump water through. The forward cargo hold, the bigger of the two cargo holds. They tore the bulkheads out of the walls in order to perform the salvage operation from the center or the midship area. Up this way a little bit, you might see that telephone pole sticking out of the deck. That is a boom. They took it and they smashed it into the boards to break them and get them out of the way. And if you don't know what a boom is, like when you see a sailboat, that spar that comes out that the sail is attached to at the bottom, and if you don't duck quick enough, boom, it hits you in the head. And this well-defined rectangle there is the centerboard hatch. And that centerboard hatch will be right down here. Centerboard was 25 feet long, 8 feet wide on a pivot system. Let out all the way would help stabilize the vessel under full sail, and they could pull it up when they were going through the canal or in shallow water. And you guys, it is intact inside the ship right now. They pulled it up that night, and it's still there. And just the big openings for the hard hat divers, so their air hoses didn't get pinched, and they could see what they were doing. They worked about 6 hours a day between the sunlight and the cold temperatures. And it took them the summer to get the iron ore up. And the aft cargo hold. This barrel on the deck, it kind of predates the Bermuda. Some divers found it and left it there. It's 33 gallon, but it still gives you a good size perspective. The cabin trunk hatch, 20 feet by 20 feet. Those beams recess down about 4 feet. The cabin trunk, white oak box-like structure with beds, well, bunks and a kitchen built in. Popped out, never found. But I have an imagination. I have a theory. Want to hear my theory? I think it floated to land. I think someone found it. 20 by 20, that's a good size. Bunks, kitchen, all they needed was an outhouse. The aft companionway still has the stick ladder that they used to get above and below deck. The rudder post. It is attached to an intact rudder beneath the ship and the stern of the Bermuda.
Post break wall all along the shoreline to help with the erosion. Since they built the break wall, they gained back quite a bit of underwater shoreline in front of it, and it keeps building every year. And we're just coming up on the East Channel Lighthouse. This lighthouse was established in 1867. The keeper of the East Channel Light was named George Pryor. He lived here for 40 years as the keeper. Two of his children were born here on the outside. A few years ago, they took down the cupola where the light was housed, and they brought it up to Northern Michigan University, where the students up there restored or deposit rusting. There's lots of little tiny rivers and streams on the island that make their way to the offshore waterfalls. There's also 2 inland lakes on the island. Slowing the boat down a little bit so you can see the beautiful caves over here on the shoreline of Grand Island. For thousands of years, Lake Superior ate away at the shoreline of Grand Island and formed these beautiful caves. The caves you see above the water are about as big underwater. They don't go back very far or very deep. Right over here to our left, about our 10 o'clock, is a portal, and that's where you can go in one side of the cave and out the other on the water. That's why they call it a portal. And we see kayaks, sea-doo, smaller boats going in and out of the portal. Then around the corner is a big cave that you can bring a boat right inside. It's a nice, cool spot to sit on a hot summer day. So we'll take a few photos of the caves before we head out to our second underwater site.
Really cool. That's beautiful. That's so cool.
And to move coal down to the steam engine. And if my friend here decides to be naughty again, that's where he's going to be keelhauled. Now, if you guys can stand to look down through the viewing well as we move across the reef, the water is going to fluctuate in depth between 19 and 9 feet down at the end. The line is the captain's closet tub. The toilet and the smokestack is on the other side of the captain's commode. Coming into view now. Hey, did I tell you guys the captain's name? The captain of the Hetler was Captain John Johnson. So yeah, now you have seen John Johnson's John. And that's such a dad joke. And I was told that the bathroom on a ship is called the head, but John Johnson's John sounds so much better than John Johnson's head. Now watch for the edge of the reef. Bam, 30 feet to 9 feet with a 13-foot draft. I bet Captain John Johnson said, "Aw shucks," or something like that. Those letters were in there somewhere, I guarantee it. So if you can stand to keep watching as we're moving, you'll see some of that high-grade iron ore sitting on this sandstone reef. You'll see some other debris from the ship that got blown all over the reef, sitting on top of that. As we move over to the side section and bottom section of the Hetler. The Drake ended up wrecking about 5 years after the Hetler wrecked, over by Whitefish Point, about 90 miles east of here. Looks like you can stand it up and do a greatest catch photo. Because the neat thing about water, you guys, is everything looks closer and smaller than it really is. Which is why I like to have my picture taken with the water lens whenever possible. Haas eyes for chains and lines. The rub rail, sacrificial piece of wood. Could be swapped out real easy and the rest of the boat would remain looking nice, freshly painted. There's some of the portholes. The open seams, not only were they through the dynamite charges, but now they're a nice window into what it took to build a wooden vessel. The pulley wheel, 3 feet in diameter. Part of the crane system up above that would load and unload lumber or barreled cargo. The nail heads, still with their nice bright white lead paint. Not too bad for, 96 years so far. On a reef in Lake Superior. We're gonna move over to that bottom section. Over to the engine bed. Things to note there are those huge beams that held the engine in place. pipes, tubing stanchions, all laying down on top of these keelsons. The keelson itself, this wide beam that we're following, sister keelsons running parallel on either side. Ribs running perpendicular. And kids, that's your geometry lesson for the summer. Bunch of railway track laying on there for the railway system, and the little trolley carts that would move cargo between the holds or run coal down to that steam engine. Coming up under the keelson, the wide, flat board called the keel. The first board laid down in building a ship. It's the backbone of the ship. When the ship went up in the air and hit down, part of the keel in the back would have been cracked, weakening the integrity of the ship. So what we're going to do now, Captain Teresa is going to...
All right, guys, we're headed back. Those are the 2 shipwrecks that we got to see. The lighthouse and some of the caves. So we're heading back to the shore.
Okay, good.
The lighthouse again, guys. Hey fam. All right, just wanted to also say at the end of this cruise, the glass bottom shipwreck cruise is definitely very different than the Pictured Rock cruise. So you need to make sure you're aware of that when you're taking the cruise. That was something that kind of got us off guard. We ended up having to take a second tour tomorrow because we didn't get a chance to see all the Pictured Rock that we wanted to. So technically it goes into the Grand Island. There's a Murray Bay, I believe. There's a shipwreck there, and then around the corner. So really that tour only includes the 2 shipwrecks. I mean, the boat was fantastic. The person driving the boat was super nice. She was very informed, did a really nice job. We were very happy with the tour, but we were just kind of caught off guard because we were not expecting, we were expecting more Pictured rocks during the tour. So we did get a chance to see some like caverns and some caves throughout the tour, which was very little compared to what we were thinking. But just make sure you know what you're booking. We kind of got, though we weren't happy, but we kind of got misunderstood as far as what we thought we were seeing. So it was a total of $75 for the 2 of us for the glass bottom tour cruise. And we really enjoyed it. It's definitely a very different flavor than the other one that we thought we were taking, but it's definitely worth seeing. If you want to see the National Lakeshore, as far as the Pictured Rock National Lakeshore tour, make sure you're seeing that one. That one, there's like a Riptide tour that does that, and there also is the Pictured Rock cruise. So those are the 2 that, you know, obviously there's probably much more than that. So anyways, long story short, $75, well worth it. The other ones we'll take tomorrow, which we're going to do a 10 a.m. Pictured Rock cruise. That's $50, and that's the one that has the fall sprays on it. It's a little longer than the classic, and it goes in the catamaran. So that is like $50 a person. That's $100. So just be aware. I wanted you to know what you're getting yourself into when you're booking these cruises. They're all very different, and they all have different things to them. So, okay. That's it for my review of this. We had a wonderful time, and we would definitely do it again for sure. All right, guys, thanks for watching. All right, guys, so that does it for our shipwreck tour. We are going to take another one tomorrow morning for just Pictured Rock. We're excited to see that one as well. Beautiful day. Looking forward to more. So thanks for watching this video. Appreciate you. Subscribe to our channel. There'll be more from Munising, Michigan. Take care.